For centuries, Rome's legions were unstoppable. Disciplined formations, superior tactics, and engineering genius made them the ancient world's ultimate fighting force. But by the 4th century, something changed. The barbarians at the gates weren't just raiding anymore, they were winning. And on August 9th, 378 AD, at a place called Adrianople, they shattered the myth of Roman invincibility forever. The Battle of Adrianople wasn't just a defeat, it was a massacre. Emperor Valens led his eastern army against Gothic rebels near modern-day Turkey, confident in Roman superiority. He made a fatal mistake, attacking without waiting for reinforcements, underestimating his enemy, and clinging to outdated tactics. The Goths had spent 4 centuries in contact with Rome, learning, adapting, evolving. They weren't the disorganized tribes of Caesar's time anymore. What made the difference? Cavalry. While Rome still relied on heavy infantry and rigid formations, the Goths had perfected mobile cavalry tactics. Their horsemen struck like thunder from the mountains, encircling the Roman legions before they could properly deploy. The Gothic cavalry, returning from a foraging expedition at the perfect moment, smashed into the Roman flanks. Exhausted, overheated, and trapped in their own heavy armor, 2/3 of the Roman army was annihilated. Valens himself died on the battlefield. His body never recovered. It was the first time a Roman emperor fell to a foreign enemy in battle. But cavalry wasn't their only innovation. Archaeological evidence reveals how barbarian weapons evolved to counter Roman defenses. The spatha, a long double-edged sword measuring 70 to 80 centimeters, replaced shorter blades. Germanic smiths mastered damascening, creating hard elastic blades with decorative patterns that were both deadly and beautiful. These swords weighed just 1 kilogram, allowing lightning-fast strikes. They added crossguards to prevent hands from slipping forward in combat, a feature Roman gladii lacked. Barbarian warriors wielded massive battle axes and clubs, swinging them with devastating force against Roman shield walls. Unlike the thrusting style of Roman swords, these weapons were designed to cleave through armor and shatter formations. The Goths fought with a ferocity born of desperation. At Adrianople, they weren't just fighting for victory. Their families cowered in wagon forts behind them. They hacked wildly at Roman shields, possessed by the need to protect their women and children. The Romans had faced defeats before: Teutoburg Forest in 9 AD, Carrhae against the Parthians. But Adrianople was different. It exposed systemic decay, poor communication, over-reliance on outdated tactics, and a military stretched too thin across crumbling frontiers. The empire had shifted to a defense-in-depth strategy, relying on mobile field armies and barbarian allies. But when the Rhine frontier collapsed in 406, there was no organized opposition. The defenses had deteriorated. Cheaper foederati, barbarian allies, had replaced expensive Roman garrisons. Recent archaeological excavations reveal the scale of destruction along the Germanic Ratian frontier. From Castra Regina to Augusta Treverorum, evidence of barbarian raids tells a story of an empire under siege. The barbarians had undergone massive technological and social changes. Their populations grew. Their tribal confederations strengthened. Their ability to conduct warfare reached the point of challenging Rome itself. The fall wasn't sudden. It was a slow bleed. Each frontier breach, each lost legion, each compromise with barbarian tribes weakened the whole. By the time the Visigoths sacked Rome in 410 AD, the writing was on the wall. The barbarians hadn't just learned to fight Romans. They'd learned to beat them at their own game, then change the rules entirely. The age of the legion was over. The age of cavalry had begun. And Rome, clinging to the glory of its past, couldn't adapt fast enough to survive its future.